I'm here. This is Stephen Dumeng, Uncle Stephen. I have plenty of monikers. I don't know. We're just going to call him Stephen Dumeng. That's my real name. It's pretty simple. I'm here with the one, the only, Jason Gotti. How are you, buddy? How's it going?
I'm doing good, my friend, and we definitely got a lot of MMA talk, and it's going to be a good one, man.
I'm excited. Let's jump right into it. We had, over the weekend, several MMA events from our very prolific MMA bouts. What do we had? We had UFC Fox 11, which was pretty big. We had Travis Browne getting destroyed. Let me tell you, 5-round destruction by Fabricio Werdum, and that was shocking.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It doesn't surprise me that he won. I mean, Travis Brown's a great fighter, but ever since Werdum really came back to the UFC, you can see how his striking ability has been like phenomenal. He's not really a jiu-jitsu guy mainly anymore, which was his his strong point. I mean, he always had decent stand-up, but now that he's been really working on his stand-up, he mixes in with kicks, elbows, punches. He looks good, and he definitely dominated Travis Browne and made him look like an amateur in that fight.
Yeah, I completely agree. I was pleasantly surprised to see Werdum extend his streak, his current winning streak, and wow. I thought we would see maybe a submission, but the outclassing on the feet was unparalleled. Let me tell you, there was something I was reading on MMAmania.com, and I was shocked to read it, because Dana White was making some excuses for Travis Browne, noting that he may have broken his hand, he had broken a rib. I know, trust me, I know the UFC clearly wanted, it was a situation where they wanted Travis Browne to win. He's the more marketable fighter of the two. Let
Yeah,
me tell you, Werdum put a crap on that plan. Velasquez Werdum is going to be an awesome fight. It's going to be the first prolific fight, the word of the day there, prolific fight in Mexico. Do you know what's going to go for the next one? Well, for Velasquez and Werdum, that is.
yeah. I
I'm
mean,
excited.
Kane's definitely has been a dominant champion. You know what I mean? Ever since he won the belt back from Dos Santos, he destroyed Dos Santos. You know, when they fought twice actually, when he won the belt from him, and then the other match. You know, so it's like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? He's on a tear. You know, I don't know if you know this or not, but with that win last night over Travis Browne, Werdum is actually tied with Cain Velasquez for the longest active heavyweight winning streak in the UFC right now with 4.
Very nice, very nice. And considering the division, I was actually taking a look at it. It's so thin. It was actually pretty crazy that aside from like, I don't know, you have your tiers in that division. It's a very, very thin division. And aside from, I mean, Verdum just took out Brown. I mean, Roy Nelson just knocked out Bidnock, but that doesn't really do anything for any ranking. I mean, a lot of the guys have already lost to Velasquez. Hopefully there's some new blood cooking and brewing, because it's looking a little grim for the UFC heavyweight division.
Yeah, man, but you know what? The UFC heavyweight division's always been kind of light. You know, going back to the
I agree.
Tim Sylvia, Andre Arlovsky days. You know what I mean?
Wow.
You know, so
Yeah,
I mean, it's always been pretty light. You know, I
I
mean, you
agree.
got some primetime players, but not many. You know, Barnett. You know, he fought Brown recently, and he got dominated. You know, you got Nelson, as you spoke. You know what I mean? But every time that Roy's been in an opportunity to get a shot for the title, he seems to fail, which is a shame. I think Roy definitely has a lot of potential, but he's not really, you know what I mean. He kind of relies on that right hand a lot. You can kind of see it coming, but I don't know, man. I think Werdum has the best shot of beating Velasquez. I really do. Because even if Kane takes him down, which he will, I mean that guy is amazing off his back. You know what I mean? He's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu expert. So I really think that Fabricio Werdum is going to take this when they fight.
Oh, wow. So we're already calling it here on the record. Gotti, going with Verdum. What was the official call? Call it right now.
I'm going to go with a third round triangle choke. I'm going to go with a triangle choke.
Wow. Okay, third round submission loss for Velasquez. I'm unfortunately going to disagree. I think Velasquez is going to be the more strategic fighter. He's going to implement a more of a ground and pound based game plan, I definitely think we'll see in my opinion, I think we'll see a ground and pound stoppage probably in the second for Velasquez. But that fight should be awesome. We also had some women's MMA, and I don't know what your thoughts on women's MMA are these days, but I feel like the MMA world seems to be divided in the way they receive it. And then, honestly, the fight, I don't know if you watched the Carmouche fight with Miesha Tate, who is one of the sexiest women in all of fighting. But wow, the fight was quite boring.
Yeah, no, I actually didn't see that fight. I was able to see the Werdum Travis Browne fight. I seen that online, but I didn't see the Miesha Tate fight. I mean, here's the thing about the women's MMA. It can be good. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of guys, or fans, I should say, aren't really backing it. Which seems to be why they UFC really wants Gina Carano to come back, because she's pretty. She's mainstream and she gets hits. She gets looked at a lot. Like, she can get sponsors and stuff like that. And her and Rousey, I think, could really be a top draw if that happens.
I agree with that. There's actually, it's unfortunate, her Strikeforce contract, which was bought out by the UFC when they purchased Strikeforce not too long ago, is still, it's set to expire, I believe, by the summer of this year.
Yeah, I think it's July.
I'm sorry?
I think it's in July it expires.
Yeah, this summer.
Yeah.
But I believe that. Do you think they're going to actually come to terms? They're going to agree to a fight for her?
I don't know, man. Anybody will agree to anything if the price is right. Let's get real. If they pay enough money, I think she will.
This is true. I believe that, maybe we'll see Carano. I think the way they're setting up for her is if she does sign, she's going to come for an immediate title shot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is why, these ranking systems, I don't really hold too much stock in it. You know what I mean? Whoever's the top draw and is going to make money for the company, they're going to advertise. And why not? You know what I mean? I would do the same thing. It is what it is. What are you going to do? But, yeah, that's a fight that I would actually, buy. I would like to see that, especially because Carano, was like the, women's MMA fighter before you had Rousey. So we'll definitely see what's going on. But I want to talk about one last thing for tonight, and that's Big Nog, man. What is going on with Big Nog? What do you think? You think he needs to retire?
Goodness. Where do we even start? First off, MMA legend Big Nog, finished in an era, suffering his first back-to-back losses in all of his storied MMA career. He's up to about his 50th MMA fight, and both of his last losses, submission to the man of the hour, Fabricio Werdum, and then also a brutal, I can't even say brutal enough, knockout loss to Big Country. It's time.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, he has nothing left to prove. He's well respected in the MMA community by fighters, fans, and the promoters. I know Dana wants him to retire, and this is actually something that I agree that Dana has said. You know what I mean? I think he should retire. I mean, he's been getting knocked out, a lot. Like you said, submitted. He's up there in age. He's probably about 36, I'd say, maybe 37. His body's been through a lot. He was in that, accident as a kid. That's why he has that scar on his back. Then he had some injuries that kept him out for a while. He needs to retire. I mean, I don't, personally, from a business standpoint, you're devaluing your name and your brand, the Nogueira, team's brand. I would have pulled out, you know what I mean? I would have retired. But he's also got that fighter mentality, which I respect, that he wants to go out, I think, on a win. You know what I mean? I know he's been lobbying for a fight with Frank Mir. Frank Mir's on a 4-fight losing streak, so I don't really know how much people will care about that fight. But listen, let's put it this way. If Nog wants to fight one last time, who am I? I'm just a fan here, and so are you. And nobody can tell anybody that they can't fight. But I would just hope that would be his last fight. You know what I mean? So we'll see, I guess.
I agree. Also, we had another event, real quick, to get into Bellator, which is also, honestly, it annoys me about the amount of people in the online world that give Bellator crap. But let me tell you, they put on another great event. We saw a new welterweight champion, Douglas Lima, as I knew, which had another dominant knockout win. And I'm excited to see him. Honestly, Douglas Lima is probably one of the best welterweights in the world today, and it's unfortunate he's not with the UFC. But wow, no more aspirin. We got an exciting champion.
Oh yeah, man, he's definitely a good fighter, man. And Rick Hahn's no slouch either. You know what I mean? So that guy is definitely unstoppable, and he's definitely a big asset to Bellator. You know what I mean? He's definitely one of their top stars. And I'm glad that he won. I like his fighting style too, man. He's a great fighter, and I like Bellator. I've been to a few events. May 2nd, I'll be there. So we'll see what's going on. I like Bellator. I'm excited to go. But why I like Bellator is because there's a lot of guys that are, up and coming, and they're hungry. And a lot of those guys want to finish fights. They don't really try to, fight for points. So it's good stuff. It's also good for the other fighters out there to have an alternative. You know what I mean? Because UFC pretty much monopolizes it. So now you might have more leverage room to go to World Series of Fighting, go to a Bellator, go to a ONE FC, and make a living. So I'm glad that they're around.
I agree. WSFO actually just signed they had John Fitch, but they just picked up Jake Shields, which is awesome for those guys.
Yeah, exactly. Now I wonder if he's going to go to welterweight or middleweight. Do you know?
They actually haven't announced that. I believe he actually is getting older in age. He's 35 years old. I wouldn't be shocked if he's fighting at 185, but considering the amount of depth that they have at 170 already, they already have quite a few guys. There's Fitch, Harris, of course, Sheffield, and they're already building up a great division. Funny enough, Ray Steffel was actually at last night's event, and he was cornering Brad Tavares, who unfortunately came up short against Joel Romero. But, that's another great promotion for records I would love to check out. Guys, I would love to see some live MMA on fighting.
Yeah, I know. You're definitely a slacker. So, well, yeah,
but,
man, we'll see what happens. 185, I think I agree with you. I think Shields could really be a star there. I would even like to see him fight Okami. You know what I mean? That could be a big fight for those guys. But you know what, Steve? I'm gonna end this right here, man. I hope everybody out there listening, enjoys the show. We're back. We're not going anywhere, and we're doing things right this time. So thanks for listening in.